Hi, this is Mr. Wedge, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can add paint to the collage you made in Photoshop last class. So first thing we have to do is open our collage we made. So to do that we're going to go Computer, double click it, Shared Files, double click it, Elementary Classes, Wedge, find your class. These folders are your nature photos. These blue icons are your collages that you made. So find your name, double click it. When you double click it, it should automatically open Photoshop. Here's my collage. If you're not done with your collage, go back and watch um, Photoshop Collage Lesson 1. This is Lesson 2. In this one, I'm going to show you how to add paint to it. Just remember, every photo that you have is on a different layer. And if you look over here, you can move layers around. So if I want the flower to be on top of the tree, I just slide it up, and that all of a sudden that picture is on top of that one. See that? Um, You can also hide the layers by clicking this eyeball. So if you want to look at just a certain part, you can do that. Here's how you paint. Over here are your tools. There are a few that look like paint brushes, but you want just the regular one. That's the paintbrush tool. And you could also push the letter B on your keyboard and it'll automatically go to the brush. This is the history brush tool. We're not going to use that for this. But if you push B, it goes back to the right one. So push the letter B and you'll have a paintbrush. Now I can't paint on this right now because I'm not on the right layer. You want to make sure you're on your background when you're painting. So click the background. Make sure the eyeball is showing for the background. And you can hide all the other photos for a second. And then you can start painting. But let's say I don't want to use black. I want to use a different color. Well, you'd think you'd go up to here, but you shouldn't mess with these. The way we're going to actually change colors is to go down to these two boxes. The one on top is your paint color. The one on the bottom is your eraser color. So click the one on top. The one on the bottom should always be white, but click the one on top. This is your color picker window. Right now it's all the way in the corner, but if I slide it up, I can go into red. That's very chromatic. It's got a lot of color. This has no color, and in between it's sort of in the middle. It's like a grayish red. But you can do that with any color, and you can slide it up and down here. It's a nature collage, so I'm going to use some green. And I don't want really bright green. I don't want it to look like a road sign or something. I want it to look like a leaf, so I'm going to maybe click something over in this area because the colors are a little nicer. You don't want it super colorful. But click OK, and then you can paint with that color. Let's say I just want to fill up this whole area. Oh, I want a bigger brush. Well, right up here is where you change the size of your brush. You can make it bigger. You can also give it a harder edge. Right now it has a soft edge, but if I slide this one, I can get a harder edge like this. Not only that, but you can change the shape of the brush by clicking any one of these down here. You can get some that look like spray paint, some that have really cool textures to them, some that actually look like paintbrush strokes. I'm going to go back. If you want to make a mistake, if you make a mistake and you want to fix it, you just go Edit, Step Backward. And you can do that, I think, 30 times. Edit, Step Backward, Edit, Step Backward. I'm going to go back to the beginning. I have to make sure I'm on the background layer if I'm painting. I like the color. I actually like this brush, but some of the brushes look like things in nature. So this one actually looks like grass. This is like a bunch of grass. Some of them look like leaves. This one looks like maple leaves. So you can use those too. I'm going to do both. I'm going to do a combination. So I think real quick I'm going to paint the whole thing green with just kind of a regular brush. And I'm going to do some other colors on top. Now, you can always check if you go back to your eyeball things on your layers and see what it looks like. That looks pretty good. I actually want to use some of the colors that are in my photographs and turn those into paint. And you can actually do that with the eyedrop tool. So if you just go up here to the eyedrop tool, or you can push I for eyedropper, even though it should be E, just push the letter I. You can actually click on your photos, like see the red right there in the vine? If I click on that red, it'll show up here in my paint color. So there's that exact color that was in that photo. So then what I can do is go back to my background. I'm going to hide these. And I can go back to B for brush and put some fall leaves in the background. Let's say I want to use some of the green that's in maybe some of my photos, like this green right here. I want that for grass. I go back to the eyedropper tool, or just push the letter I. Click that, it'll show up down here. Hide these, and go back to my grass brush. Start filling in areas. Do some leaves. And you can always do this while you're looking at your photos. And if you paint over it, it won't hurt your photos as long as you're on the background layer. So I just clicked another green that I saw in my photo with the eyedropper. Then I go back to the brush. Make sure you're on the right brush tool. And I can always fill in things. And it won't hurt my photo. See how I'm not painting over the photographs? So when you're done and you're happy with it and you've got color, you can save it. Don't forget, you could always color some of the edges too. They don't have to have rectangular edges, your photos. Let's say I wanted to use this color and kind of go into the photo a little bit. You don't want to do it too much, but I'll go to that photo layer. Go to a brush that I like. I'll just use the grass really quick. Make sure I'm on that layer. And I can actually go over the edge of the photo a little bit, which looks kind of cool. A little bit of overlapping. You can do that here and there. See, I'm on that layer, so I can go over that photo, but it won't go over that one. So just make sure you know what layer you're on. I want to go over this photo a little bit. Just click OK if this box comes up. And you can kind of overlap some of the paint. I'm actually painting with grass right now. And when you're done and you're happy with your collage, file, save. That's all you need to do. As long as your file's in the right folder, you just need to save it. So that's it. Work hard and have fun.